What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and I will make sure to not put ban lists in today's video's title just to make sure no one gets baited thinking there's a new ban list. There's not a new ban list, and I just want to do a quick video talking about some of the frustrations that I've been having while trying to record a new video that I've been trying to make for a while now. Basically, a while back, I made a video that was like reviewing every banned Xyz monster, and when I made that video, I got a ton of requests from people like, oh, review every banned fusion monster, review every banned synchro monster, and in today's video, I want to just do a quick little update and talk about why it's so difficult to actually do a video on banned cards unless you unless they're old. If they're really old, which we'll kind of look at, that's fine, and if they're really new, that's fine. But if they're like in this sweet spot of about 5 years, you're just out of luck. But anyway, here's what happens. So if you want to know the current ban list, where do you go? You go to the official Yu-Gi-Oh website, you look up the ban list, easy peasy. I mean, they're all right there. If I was looking up the banned synchro monsters, be like, okay, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Denglong, those are banned. And then it's like, well, what if I want to know the ban list before this one to see if I want to talk about anything? Well, you can very easily click that, and then it pulls up the ban list right before. So on the official website, you can find the most recent 2 ban lists. That's it. You can't, there's nowhere on this website where you can go back and find previous ban lists besides the first or the latest 2 of them. And even when you go to like this main page, it doesn't have like the date as in like the URL. It just says index.html. So you can't even, I don't know if they archive it somewhere. I mean, I would hope they would. It's important. It's important to have this piece of history, and I really hope Konami fixes this. All they need to do, I mean, it's probably hard retroactively, but if they do have an archive of these older ban lists, it's not that crazy to ask to just post them somewhere. Maybe not post them on the official Yu-Gi-Oh website, just because that might get a little bit too confusing. You don't want someone coming to the official website and then clicking something and saying, okay, these cards are all unbanned. They go to term, I found out that I looked at like a 2-year-old ban list. However, what about the database? Because there's an official Yu-Gi-Oh database, and I don't know if you guys use this as often. This is something that I use when I'm doing those videos that are like reviewing every solemn card. I'll use this for that, and just other situations that this is pretty useful. Looking up cards is fine on like Dueling Book or Yu-Gi-Oh Pro, but that doesn't really give you the dates, where if you click this, you can actually see all the dates of the cards. Anyway, what about the Forbidden Limited list on this database that is officially supported? You actually get less information on this one, because I mean, first off, this list just looks really terrible. It's really hard to read, but more importantly, you only get the most recent ban lists on the database. You don't even get the most recent 2. That's fine. The database isn't really for that. I mean, it could be though, right? It wouldn't be that hard to say, okay, here's like a list, like at the bottom, it'll be like, okay, if you want to see an older ban list, go click it, because that's like a part of history. I mean, the ban lists are important, and they've been around for a while, and I think it is important to show the player base, well, here's what ban lists looked like back in the day, and there's lots of changes and stuff. And that brings me to where I usually look when I'm doing these types of videos talking about banned cards, but I'm going to tell you a problem with it. It'll be pretty obvious when you click on it. So this is called the Historic Forbidden and Limited Chart. This thing is so helpful. This is unofficial. It's on the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki, so I guess technically some of it could be inaccurate. So far, I haven't found any parts that have been inaccurate, and this goes through every single card that has ever appeared on any Forbidden and Limited list and tells you when they came out, if they were limited, if they're unlimited, banned, whatever. This is so helpful. Once again, maybe not organized the best. It's alphabetical, but like if I wanted, for looking up like banned synchro monsters, I had to manually just go through and read every single entry and pick out any synchro monsters that I found, because the problem is that if the card wasn't, okay, so I'll give the spoiler here. The problem with this Forbidden and Limited list is that it stops counting after 2016, and that is, hey, there's some cards. The first, it looks like they started it. The first like 3 cards are counted to 2018, and they just stopped. That's a huge problem. So if what this means that you can see there's a window here where we just have no clue. We have no record of what happened, at least not in like a list form. So after 2016 and before whatever the most recent 2 ban lists are, there's no way to really figure out fast, at least, which cards were banned and when they were banned and what ban list they were on. It's just a huge mess. And sure, if you know specifically which cards you're looking for and which cards got banned, then you can sort of go back and Google it and find it sometimes, but even then, it's sort of tough. So for example, like Goyo Guardian, we have it on this list because it got unbanned in 2014, but if I wanted to know, I knew Goyo Guardian was part of the Duelist Saga Erratas, and that's when a whole bunch of cards came off the ban list. So I go to Goyo Guardian on the wiki, and I go down to here, what sets it was in. I can see see that, okay, Duelist Saga was released in 2017 in March. So then I just Google, or I guess look up on YouTube, March 2017 ban list, and that's where we find this. And that's how I can find, okay, some things came off from that ban list, some of the eroded cards, and that's really important. It's worth noting that Goyo Guardian and the TCG didn't come off on that ban list, but cards did. And that's one of the ways that I can find, okay, when did the Duel Saga cards come off the ban list? Well, 2017 March, which is when the Duel Saga set was released. For other cards, though, it's a little bit trickier. So, like for Denglong, for example, I just have to look up Denglong ban. This is not, I don't know, it's like on one hand, yeah, if you're looking for a specific card, but I can't go through and see how long Denglong was banned for. I have to manually count how long Denglong was banned for, look this up, find out, okay, it's banned in September 2017 in the TCG, and this is fine. It just, is Konami really out there saying, you know, if you want to know these older ban lists, you have to go Google them? If I want to know when Ancient Fairy Dragon was banned, I have to look up Ancient Fairy Dragon banned and see his great thumbnail from SEMO and find, oh, okay, it was banned in May 2018. Shouldn't there be an official way to find these older ban lists? Is it that hard? I have to feel like they have to keep a record of these ban lists. That has to be important to them somewhere, and yet it's not posted anywhere, and I really don't get it. This is why this synchro video about these banned synchros is taking so long, because I've had to manually go through. I had to look through this entire Forbidden Limitless chart, see any synchro monsters. I had to go through the actual balance chart, see these synchro monsters, and then I also had to remember if anything happened between 2016 and the very latest two ban lists. I had to like really think about it and know, okay, which cards got banned. One of the cards that I was confused about was when if DeLorean was banned, because that card was limited for a while and I couldn't remember if it was banned at any point. And it's really just tough. There's a huge gap in the history, and what happens and why I'm so worried is that as the years go by here, the gap just becomes bigger. If we're still playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2020, which I'd imagine we would be, you now have like a 4-year gap where we just have no clue what happened with these past Forbidden Limitless. When you're talking about older cards, it's fine because they're on this fantastic historic Forbidden Limited chart, but when you're talking about new-ish cards or older cards that recently got banned, it's really hard figuring out when that happened and why that happened. It's just a whole mess, and I just want to post this out there because I really do hope Konami fixes this. I don't think it's that much to ask to have a historic document of like, here's a list of all the ban lists. Is that crazy? Is that much? I mean, they have to have a record of it somewhere, right? But I'm not really sure. But anyway, I just want to make this out there and put this out here, I should say, and just so you guys know kind of why it's taking so long with that, reviewing every banned synchro monster. I think I have the list now, but it's been just a chore looking through all these different pages and unofficial and official pages to try to figure out when cards were banned and when they got unbanned and which cards were banned in the first place. Just a whole mess. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Goodbye.